Warner Brothers Games is in trouble, and I'd like to talk about it. Coming off of the success of 2023's Hogwarts Legacy, which sold over 30 million copies, publisher Warner Brothers Games was seemingly positioned well to have continued success. They had a sort of sequel in the works with their critically acclaimed Arkham series called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which had players fighting against core members of the Justice League as members of the Suicide Squad, Deadshot, King Shark, Harley Quinn, or Boomerang. But when the game was shown off, players were instantly put off as it was clear that this wasn't really in line with what Rocksteady did with the Arkham series, but instead a live service shooter. The game was delayed and worked on, but ultimately you can only change a game so much when it's essentially finished, and when it released, with the live service elements still intact, it was met with mixed to negative reviews from both critics and players. Ultimately, the game would last only about a year due to low player count, as it was announced that support for the game would end in January 2025. Then came the strange story of their free-to-play fighting game Multiverses, which released in July 2022 and ran until June 2023 before being delisted, as that was apparently only an early access build. The game released properly May 28, 2024, and in July 2024, Warner Brothers Games acquired the game's developer, Player First Games, which on paper seemed like it would indicate that things were going well, but then it was reported by VGC that the game would end with its fifth season, and players would only be able to download the game until May 30th, 2025. After that, you'll be able to play the game offline, but there'll be no more updates. Then they tried to follow up with a live service Quidditch game called Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. The ability to play Quidditch was not available in Hogwarts Legacy, much to the dismay of longtime Harry Potter fans. Instead, this alternate title was released to fill the quaffle-sized hole in the hearts of fans. Quidditch Champions is a multiplayer game based on the sport in the book and movies, with modified rules to actually make the sport make sense instead of whatever they were doing in the source material. Seriously, 150 points to catch the snitch, and then the game just ends? What is everyone else doing here? Unfortunately, the game was met with middling reviews and didn't sell very well. According to Bloomberg, the three titles' combined lack of critical and commercial success forced Warner Bros. Games to take a $300 million write-down and forced the company to reevaluate their most important new project, their Wonder Woman game by Monolith Productions, best known for their Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and Middle-earth Shadow of War games. The Wonder Woman game was announced at the Game Awards back in 2021. It was hyped up as using the Nemesis system featured in other Monolith games, which allows enemies to retain memories of the times they faced the players in combat and grow alongside the player. It's a very unique feature, unfortunately due to a patent, one that can only be used by Warner Brothers Games. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier also reported that despite sinking over $100 million into the game already, the product was less than ideal, and so it was decided to reboot the project in early 2023. And right now, it's still years away from seeing the light of day, should it be released at all. Rocksteady is reportedly working on a new Arkham game after the failure of Kill the Justice League, and there's reportedly DLC in the works for Hogwarts Legacy, and of course a sequel, which should both sell well if they're up to par with the previous games, since they already did the work of creating a solid base. And you know what? I'm sure they will be good. However, outside of the Harry Potter world, things look shaky. Unless they can somehow pull things together with the Wonder Woman title, I'm not confident in the future of the publisher. It wasn't so long ago, only in 2020, when AT&T, Warner Brothers' parent company, attempted to sell WB Interactive before deciding against it. And then, of course, they sold to Discovery, and who knows what Discovery wants to do with this less than ideal situation. So what do you think? Can Warner Brothers Games right the ship, or will they be on the market again sooner than later? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.